Hello everyone, my name is Peanut, and I'm going to be talking about a project I did for school where I made 5 pastries from 5 different continents. The actual video I presented was about 12 minutes long, but I feel as if there are some things I need to explain to the audience first, because a lot of this will probably be complaining. Am I going to regret complaining about an important school project for my graduation publicly? Maybe, probably, whatever, it's fine. Anyways, to start off, this project is my capstone. A capstone is a project that you work on throughout the school year for a class called Career Life Connections. That's mandatory for graduation in my province. The capstone is like the final big, huge assignment that you need to present to your teacher so you can pass and win and graduate. Yay! So I spent months filming and then about a week editing my beautiful, beautiful video to present. And I'm sure I got a lot of information wrong in this. Do not expect 100% true facts, but I'll tell you the reaction I got on this assignment afterwards. When I started thinking about this project back in grade 11, I already had a sort of plan for what my capstone would be. Randomly select a country from each continent, and then research popular pastries and sweets from said countries, and make them. Sounds easy enough. I found a random country spinny wheel online for each continent and began to spin. I'm gonna be honest with everybody, I did not know there were this many countries in Asia. The countries I got were Barbados, Peru, Estonia, Timor-Leste, I don't know how to say that, Burundi, and Federation Micronesia. Now, I'm no geographer, and that was made especially clear here. Oh my god, I don't know any of these places. On a map, the places I had chosen were these, and as I searched for pastries to make from each of them, which was really hard by the way, most of them included, like, coconut. I don't really like coconut. After a month of dancing around my capstone and trying to plan out which things I would make, a friend asked me, why don't you just, like, choose the countries yourself? Nobody has to know. And I said, no! I have to keep with what the wheel told me! Never mind, that's too much work. So instead of my beautifully, fully researched and educated ideas and the history of each of these sweets, I instead looked up countries that were more well known for their pastries. My new lineup was Canada for North America, okay, whatever, Paraguay for South America, Italy for Europe, Japan for Asia, and actually not only did I kick out Oceania, but I also didn't exactly find a country for Africa. But it's fine, I was running out of time at this point. There were many firsts for me while making this video. In fact, I was completely unfamiliar with most of them and had never tried doing anything similar before, so don't expect 5-star quality over here. Okay, there's a first time for everything. Anyways, trusting some random website and doing no further research, my first dessert is, ooh, how do I say that?
Dulce de leche.
Dulce de leche? What? Anyways, trusting some random website and doing no further research, my first dessert was dulce de leche cheesecake for South America. When looking up what country is famous for dulce de leche, most of the results were in South America, but it might have originated in Spain, I have no idea, so I'm just gonna hope that this is good enough. I start by pouring a can of sweetened condensed milk into a pie dish before wrapping it tightly with tin foil. Then I placed it in a pan filled with water and put it in the oven for about an hour and a half. It's like low-key already sinking on one side, and I'm a little scared. I probably didn't cook it for long enough. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be darker than this. So for all the ladies in the audience, ladies being my male CLC teacher, this is how it turned out, and I don't think that it's dark enough, but that's fine. Making a graham cracker crust for the first time was also a bit of a nightmare. No name, club size graham wafers, honey. I feel like I didn't have enough, and then I added more, and ugh, I don't know. Ow, ow, it's burning me, it's burning me. It really wasn't staying even on my dish, and I didn't know how to do it any better. Yeah, so I see that there is a bit of, maybe just a bit of an important part, not here. Well, it's definitely textured. Making the inner filling was definitely the easiest part though. I just had to mix up the cream cheese, sugar, sour cream, eggs, vanilla, and salt. Then, in a separate bowl, I put a cup of batter in with the dulce de leche along with a bit of cinnamon and mixed. Looking at how much I actually made, I don't think I'm gonna have enough for a topping because this is really only about 1 cup. I only made 1 can of it. Finally, I could assemble my cake! As I poured in the regular batter, every so often I would stop and swirl in some of the altered version. Okay, see, the people don't know this, but it's actually a pretty passionate hatred I have for putting stuff in roasting pans. I don't want to put my cheesecake in a bath. And then I had to put it in more water as it baked. But the thing about that is that I was also supposed to wrap the bottom in tinfoil so no water got inside, but I didn't read the recipe enough for that, clearly.
This is really hard to do while holding a camera. This is how it turned out. It's a little ugly. I'm gonna get one of my friends to taste test it when I'm at school.
Dessert number 2, tiramisu! That rhymed, that was nice. Now for this one, okay, I tried making my own ladyfingers, but on one hand, I really don't know how big they were supposed to be.
I can cut them in half. And also cut here in half.
And also, I could not get the batter to work with me. And then a couple days went by and some greedy people ate all of my crummy little ladyfingers, so I got store-bought ones instead. Another learning curve for this tiramisu was making espresso, but instead of whatever the proper way to make it is, I just heated up some water and put my espresso powder I use for baking in it, because, what's the difference? Then I had to beat my whipping cream while slowly adding sugar and vanilla until stiff peaks formed.
Those peaks look pretty soft to me.
Then I mixed in my crummy mascarpone cheese that I also made myself.
Here's my stuff. It's been in this for like a week. And I know what you might be thinking. Wow, that does not look good. It probably won't be.
After that, I just needed to assemble it by putting a layer of ladyfingers dunked in espresso, then a layer of cream on top, and repeat. After seeing more videos of tiramisu now, I don't think I was supposed to sprinkle it with cocoa powder before I put it in the fridge, but that's fine.
It looks pretty okay on the inside. Bit wet.
Dessert number 3, matcha Swiss roll. The third dessert I'm making is a matcha Swiss roll cake for Japan.
Calls for a 10 by 15 inch pan. I only have a 9 by 13 pan. We're gonna have to work with what we have because we don't have anything else.
I know that the rolled cake thing really didn't originate from Asia, but matcha did, so that's great.
Oh, that didn't get in frame at all. This is our matcha powder that we are using. Pure Japanese matcha. And I'm not gonna be properly making any of it because I just have to use the powder.
Matcha originated in China but was very popular in Japan, so that's why I'm doing this for Japan, but you can kind of count it for both, I guess. The instructions I had for this thing were so long. Longest out of any other recipe I did here.
Beautiful.
3 pages of my book went into writing this recipe.
1, 2, 3, I lost my pen. 4 pages of recipe? Are you kidding me?
And the amount of times I had to sift the ingredients together also felt ridiculous to me, but also I wasn't exactly making the matcha to put into the batter. I just kind of added the powder, which was $20, by the way, for that tiny little bag.
Gotta be careful with this now. $20 for this pure Japanese matcha.
Because that's what the recipe asked me to do. This also took a lot more of beating eggs or cream or whatever into stiff peaks, and if you know me, you'll know that that is my least favorite thing to do ever.
Yeah, I've not been doing this for like 15 minutes or something. I'm adding even more sugar. This is ridiculous.
I'm either really impatient or just generally bad at it, and I cannot tell what my issue is. Anyways, after all that mixing, I could finally add in my dry ingredients, turning it so green.
Okay, bake for 10 to 12 minutes. It'll be fine.
After baking the cake, I had to pre-roll it while it was hot to make sure that it would stay in the shape I needed it to be.
Ta-da! Though I don't know why this melted so much on it. It was there for like 2 seconds.
This whole process was annoying and difficult, and I don't think I did it right. After the cake was finished cooling, I mixed together heavy whipping cream, sugar, and more matcha into a bowl until it was firm and spreadable. Then I was supposed to unroll the cake and spread the frosting across it, but
Oh, it broke.
Is it supposed to be that thick?
We didn't have the right size of pan.
maybe I messed it up.
I can't believe it broke. I'm so upset. Wait, look, it kind of worked. Almost. I kind of really don't like matcha, and I'm hoping that my friend does, because if they don't...
Dessert number 4, maple fudge from Canada. It really wasn't a hard recipe, seeing as it had 3 ingredients, but the more I think about it now while editing, I should have done bannock, but the thing about that is that I've already made that before, so I didn't want to count it. I don't know. And then I spent 40 minutes waiting for it to heat to the temperature needed. And then I had to add butter.
It has to cool for 8 minutes, and now I need to whip it? Hold on. I gotta whip it for 5 minutes.
And then I had to mix it for another long while, and it took so long to make this dumb 3-ingredient fudge. I definitely put too much water in the bottom to stick the parchment paper down. In fact, I think I forgot that I wasn't baking this, so the water wasn't really functional, and it made it kind of gross. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Dessert number 5, coexisters from Africa. I still never found the country they originated from. Most things online just say South Africa. Is South Africa a country? South Africa's a country? They really don't know me at the geography. Oh god. Anyways, I had to do another new thing for this recipe, which was to make a syrup to dunk my future treats in. It was pretty simple to make, so I put it in the fridge to sit overnight, and then the next day I got started on the dough. Honestly, it might be saying something that the very first and last things I made for this project were my favorites. I don't like espresso. I didn't end up liking the matcha. The maple fudge was overwhelming, but at least this dough only took like 12 minutes to make, yay! And then I had to sit in the fridge for 2 hours, but afterwards I could form them into these cute braided dough bits.
The bits are still in here. I might pull them out with my fingers.
I heated up some oil and fried them each for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then right after dunking them in the syrup for like 10 seconds, and then leaving them to dry.
1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yay! I bring one to my brother. Which one do I hate, but not that much? You. It's me. It's me with treat.
Anyways, that concludes my capstone. I think I learned a lot from this project, especially because I branched out to things that I would have never tried on my own. I hope that the effort I put into the filming and editing and documentation shows in the video. And thank you for watching! Ta-da! For the sake of privacy, I had to cut out my siblings and my friends' reactions to my sweets. Sorry about that, I'm already revealing enough info in this video. I ended up showing this to Smokey, and when we were done, I asked her, guess what grade you think I got on this project out of 100? And they guessed it exactly right! 80! I got an 80! I didn't even manage to get an A! Feel free to point out any inaccuracies to the things I said in this video. I know for sure with the amount of research I did that there's totally a lot of incorrect info, but that's okay! Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you get some food, get some water, and get some sleep if you need it, because I love you, and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye! Mwah!
I'm thinking maybe I should have done like a PowerPoint presentation or something, so I was actually telling my teacher what I did face-to-face instead of showing my video on the crappy school laptops with the worst sound quality ever. But it's too late now. Whatever. I feel like my teacher didn't really like it, but maybe I'm just being insecure. Whatever!